November 6th. Excavator's in the shop. It's been a while. So it's doing this thing where when you first start it up and it's cold, it runs smooth and then it starts chugging like it's running out of fuel. I was thinking fuel filter, so I picked one up today in town. I'll try and start it right now and see if it'll do it. It's been sitting off for a while. It's not like cold sitting outside, but we'll see if it will demonstrate the symptoms. I would have done it by now. Apparently it's still kind of warm from running earlier, but gonna get the fuel filter changed and engine oil and filter as well. There's a bunch of mouse poop and leaves and stuff laying along down in all these little valleys, so I'm gonna vacuum them out and use compressed air to blow out whatever's stuck in there. Couple rounds of brake clean and compressed air, and that's looking pretty good in there. Haven't had the air filter out in a while, so I figured I could pull it out. Really, it doesn't look that bad. Like, it's pretty clean, not like that's about the extent of what came out of it, so I'll just vacuum that bit out of there. Not to worry, I have had that off since 2017. Now, for this oil, do you think I could be so lucky as to just pull the drain plug and get it to go into this bucket? Yeah. Now the oil filter on this, I'm not a huge fan of it being upside down. I got a Napa replacement. Looks pretty same. Yeah, like that's too bad that's upside down. I guess at least it's easy to see and get at. I've got a big drain pan set up underneath to catch all the drips. Nice, it wasn't a huge fight to get off. That actually didn't make too much of a mess. I'm impressed. Sometimes I surprise myself. I guess the oil would drain out of it being upside down for the most part. Looks like it'll go on there. Nicely done. That's pretty well done dripping. Let me move that. So if I drop this, when I pull the fuel filter off of this thing, where's it gonna leak? Kind of covering that hole. What way does that go? Loose? I wonder if fuel's gonna start pouring out of that and then not stop until I put the new one on. I'm gonna fill the new filter with diesel before I pull that one off. Actually, I should check to make sure they're the same before I pull that one off. 3386. And that's what we've got here. There, now how much of a fight will it be to get this thing to run? Anytime you run it out of fuel, it's about a half-hour ordeal, so I'm expecting to have to crack injectors, but we shall see. Get the oil topped up here. So everything that I'm seeing online says it holds about 10.5 liters of engine oil. So I'm going to use this jug to measure it out and pour it in, because to fit a 5-gallon pail up under the hood is difficult, and it'll be easier to pour in with that. And judging by what's in the old pail, it's shy of half a pail, and these pails are like 18.9 liters. I'm gonna start with maybe a little less, and just continue topping it up from there. Hey Siri, what time is it?
It's 8:53 p.m.
Yeah, almost bedtime. Thanks. That's bang on 4 liters. I'm gonna pour that in and call it a night. I'll be back out here early in the morning to finish this up. That jug's pretty handy dandy. Whoop. Till you do that, that's operator error. See, I told you it was bedtime. If I put 4 in and then have a look at the dipstick in the morning, that should be a pretty good indication of which of those two are true. If it's a little low, another 1.5 liters. If it's not even on the dipstick, probably another 5 or 6 liters. All right, back out here following morning. Let's check the dipstick here. Oh, okay. It's just to the low mark there, so I'll add another 1.5 liters. Get that mess cleaned up there too, what I spilled last night. That's just over a quart, so 1.25 liters. Start it now, run it, see what the level's looking like. Try and dry a bit of this up, and then I'll just hit it with some brake clean. So it's still, oh no, I guess it's up a bit. I'm gonna be hesitant to put more in until it sits for a while, maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna try and start it here right now. See how much of a fight it is to get going with changing the fuel filter. That banjo bolt on that fuel line, it's wet, and I was just putting a zip tie on that little wire, and it looked like it was dripping. I don't want to shut it off right now because it's still running, so that's a good thing to find. I don't really want to shut it off right now though. I'm afraid it might not start again. It's running so smooth right now, it didn't chug at all. But if that's dripping fuel, that would make sense why it's chugging a bit when you start it, because it's getting a bit of air in the system. Well, that's good that I saw that. This one here is leaking too, a bit. I'll just try and tighten that right now as it's running. That top one doesn't seem to be getting wet now. Nice, hopefully that's all the bottom one needs too. I think the hour meter might have quit working. Yesterday when I put fuel in it, it was at 3316.2. It's driven down the road like it's run for probably at least half an hour. 316.2. Okay, well, if it did actually break, which kind of seems like it's not working, at least I caught it like right away. That's why it's a good idea to write in a logbook. I love that this machine is a zero tail swing, except when you go to try and work on it. I've got a ratchet strap holding up this coolant line. Is that not the right size? Wouldn't be any fun if it was the same size. This might be a better camera off job. Gonna be a bit of struggle in here for a minute. It's staying dry now. Hopefully that was it. They're all still dry. I think that's the ticket. I'll leave it here and see how it starts later. I don't know if I'll have time to do any more with this later today or not. I gotta move on to undercoating. I wanted to make a spot. I'm trying to buy a sea can. And I got a guy lined up to bring one. Well, that's it for right now. I guess I'll have to test that out later, but I think that's got her. Got lucky, I guess. I'll check the oil level later too. It was still showing a bit low, but it's like you leave it sitting for a while and everything settles to the bottom and then it shows good, so. I do not want to make the mistake again of adding a whole bunch of oil and then you check it later on and it's way over full. That's kind of what spurred on the oil change. I ended up adding another ½ liter of oil to this. 2/3 of the way up between low and high. That's not too bad. I'll check it again after I run it a bit. And then I'm going to write down somewhere with a paint marker right back here how much engine oil this thing holds. So then next time it's not a guessing game. I checked where the fuel was leaking and they seem to still be dry, so. Not sure if I'll get to use this again this weekend, probably not. My focus is now pressure washing the bottom of this thing and undercoating. Hence the tarps in the shop. Fun, fun. Monday's back to school regular. Yeah. Hi. Yeah, it's supposed to snow tomorrow. You were hoping for a snow day? Yeah. Just check the oil again, was gonna move this. Right to the full line, just perfectly, so that's great. 5.5 liters it is. I'm just moving this across the road. Let's see how this goes with 2 children on my lap.